So good morning. Once again, we are here with the remaining portion of geography. We have completed 3 parts now. Chapter 1, resource and development. Today we will have which part? Part 4. And part 4 has which topic? Land. We will learn about land today. Today we are going to start different resources. I told you in the previous session that the whole geography book deals with resources, different kinds of resources. What are the resources in the very beginning you have seen? Okay, there are different materials which have been provided by the nature, then satisfy our needs, technologically accessible, economically feasible and culturally acceptable are termed as resources. Various kinds of resources are available in our environment, and we learned about classification of resource, different kinds of resource, and we learned about development of resource and its problems. We have covered resource planning and the conservation of resource. Different aspects about resources have been completed. Now we will start with different resources. First of all, the most important resource is land. Okay, let us learn about land. Have a look on the screen. What are the topics to be covered in the session? Okay, the topics to be covered are land, a resource, land under different relief features, land utilization pattern in India, land degradation, and conservation of land. There are 6 topics to be covered today. Are you ready to go? I'm ready. I think you also are ready. So let us start with the first topic, which is the first one. Land resource. Okay, land. You can see how beautiful picture it is. Land is one of the most important resources found on the earth. Why? The other activities of the human beings, all the activities of the human beings can be performed on land. You have money, you want to act an activity, you want to start an activity, an enterprise. Where you can start it? You need land for that. To survive, you need land. Okay, let us see what are the importances of land. Land supports natural vegetation, wildlife, human life, economic activities, transport and communication systems. What are the different activities supported by land? It supports number 1, natural vegetation, number 2, wildlife, number 3, human life, number 4, economic activities, number 5, transport and communication systems. Thus the land becomes a natural resource of utmost importance. I told you it is the most important resource found or available in the environment, right? This is what land resource, what we are going to learn now. Okay, so now let us learn the different aspects of land. Number 1, land under important relief features in our country. You have learned about the different aspects about land or the importance of land or why land is a resource that you have seen now. Now you will see the different land features or relief features in our country. Have a look here on the screen. What are the different relief features in our country? Have a look here. A diagram has been given here. What does the diagram indicate? It has some indications. What are they? The diagram shows that 43% of the total land available in our country is plains. See the picture, plain area, low level land, suitable for all the activities if the climate favors. Okay, so this is what the percentage of plain area in our country, and what are the different uses of plains. Have a look. Plains are used for agricultural and industrial activities. I told you, all activities can be performed on the plain. Low level land, if it is fertile, we can use it for agriculture in our country. Northern plains covers from starting from Punjab, then Haryana to UP, then Bihar, West Bengal and Assam, parts of Assam. These many states in which the northern plains of India stretch, then coastal plains in the south and in the southern, the western part, southwest of India and southeast of India. Okay, plains, they are used for agricultural and industrial activities. Then what is the next component? The next is plateau. Yellow color indicates plateau, and how much percentage? 27 percentage of the total land available in our country covers plateau. So the picture of plateau, what is a plateau? Plateau is a highland with a flat surface, also known as tableland. India has a plateau in the northern southern part of our country, in the peninsular region of India. Okay, so what are the uses of plateaus, or how do we use it? It is a storehouse of minerals. It has thick forest. It has beautiful waterfalls. These are the implications of plateaus. Okay, and what is the third category? The remaining 30 percentage of the land of India is covered with mountains. The brown color indicates mountains. Okay, mountains, beautiful mountains are there, starting from ranging from Himalayas on the north, acting as a barrier, acting as a boundary of India. Then coming to the other parts of India, we can see hills and mountains like Vindhya, Satpura, then Rajmal Hills, then Aravali Hills, then Eastern Ghats, Western Ghats. Different kinds of mountain and hill ranges are in various parts of our country. Okay, these mountain ranges cover 30 percentage of the total land. And what is its implication? It has an implication on tourism and ecology. It has covered with a large part of these hills and mountains are covered with forest, from where large number of rivers are originated. Main rivers you have learned about: the Ganga, Brahmaputra, Indus, Yamuna, all these rivers are originated from the Himalayan mountain regions. And if we go to the peninsular region, there also we can see all the rivers: Krishna, Kaveri, Mahanadi, Godavari, all these rivers have been originated on the hills or mountains. Okay, these rivers originate there, and they have a great role in tourism. Okay, large number of tourists have been attracted to see the natural beauty on these mountains and hill stations like Shimla, Mussoorie, Nainital, Darjeeling. They're beautiful places in India which attract not only the tourists from within the country, from the nation, from the abroad also. A large number of tourists have been attracted towards it. And the ecology, the balance of the nature, it has been maintained by the forest, the lungs of the earth. So you have heard about it. Okay, these forests are very much important for maintaining a balance in the nature, the ecological balance. And for ecology also, it is of great importance. Large number of rivers are originated from it, and these rivers are used for various kinds of activities. They support the human life, economic development, our activities. All these things have been supported by the mountains. So this is what the relief feature of India. Okay, so moving to the next heading now, we will learn about the land utilization. Okay, how this land is used. Now we have seen that 43 percentage of the land is plain in India, then 30 percentage mountain, 27 percentage plateau. How do we use it? That is what we are going to see. This land has been used in various ways. There are mainly 5 ways in which the land has been utilized. Okay, what are they? Number 1, forest. A particular share of India is under forest cover. Next one, land not available for cultivation. Then other uncultivated land. Then fallow land. And the next one is net zone area. Okay, so we will learn about all these 5 categories. Number 1, forest land. Next is land not available for cultivation. Next, other uncultivated land. Next, fallow land, and the other one is net zone area. I'll discuss about all these things. Okay. First of all, forest. Nothing to explain about forest, because you know that just now I told you these forests are very much important for maintaining the balance in the nature. Ecological balance has to be maintained with the help of the forest only. It supports a large number of wildlife. Okay, this wildlife is also very much important on the earth. So that is what forest. Okay, the desired forest rate in our country, that is what 33%, but we are far ahead, far behind it. Okay, we have not come to that level. We are having 24% only forest cover, but the desired the forest rate, the percentage under forest is 33%. In the year 1952, the National Forest Policy has been formulated, in which it has been very clearly told that 33% of the land of India should be under forest cover, but we have not achieved it because of deforestation for our economic development, industrialization, urbanization. Okay, next one is land not available for cultivation. There are two kinds of lands. The land which is not available for cultivation. Why not available? There is an answer here. Number one, barren and wasteland. Barren land. What do you mean by barren land and wasteland? Land which cannot be cultivated. That's waste. You cannot use the waste things, no? So, wasteland, that is what its first category, or barren land, which cannot be cultivated. Maybe the climatic conditions, maybe the soil has lost its fertility. Okay, there is there is no rainfall there. Okay, whatever alkaline, saline soil may be there. Okay, so these, whatever may be the reason, the land is barren. So that is what the first category under land not available for cultivation, barren and wasteland. What is the second category? That is what? Institutions. There are institutions created. We have seen from the very beginning onwards, we are seeing the institutions created by the human beings, like roads, railways. Okay, constructional activities have been there, buildings have been constructed. So for these creation of institutions, for this creation of buildings, railway lines are, tracks are there, railway stations are there, airports are there, then seaports are there. Okay, bus stands are there, industries are there, factories have been established. For these constructional activities, we have used some land, so that land is not available for cultivation. That is what the second category. First one is forest, second one is land not available for cultivation. It has two headings or two subparts. What are they? Barren and wasteland and institutions. Now we are moving to the other uncultivated land. What are the other uncultivated land? It has three parts, three headings. It has been divided. What is the first one? Permanent pastures and grazing lands. What do you mean by permanent pastures? Grazing land. The land which has been used for grazing the cattle. Which type of cattle? Particularly the cattle which have been reared by the nomads. Okay, these nomads rear a large number, they keep a large number of cattle with them, and they have been reared, and there are some land in our country which have been permanently grazing land. Okay, that is what other uncultivated. This is not also not cultivated. Next one, tree crop groves. Some lands have been there where tree crops have been grown. Okay, I'll show you the photo. Somewhere you can see banana plantations. Somewhere tree crop grows are there of mango tree. Large area has been found only with a mango tree. Somewhere it is coconut tree plantation. So in this way, tree crop groves have been grown. That is not cultivated land. Then what is the third category? Cultivable wasteland. What do you mean by cultivable wasteland? Okay, that land can be cultivated, but it is considered as waste because it has been left for more than 5 years. That land has been left uncultivated for more than 5 years. It means that it has become waste, though it is cultivable land. It can be cultivated, but since it has been left for more than 5 years, it has been equal to the wasteland, right? It is not barren. Since it is not used, that is considered as a wasteland. So we completed that three headings. Number one, forest. The number two, land not available for cultivation. Why? Because of barren and wasteland and institutions. Next category of other uncultivated land has three categories: permanent land, tree crop groves, and cultivable wasteland. So coming to the fallow land. Fallow land has two categories. Number one, which is the number one? Current fallow, uncultivated up to 1 year. The land which is not cultivated up to 1 year, that is known as current fallow. Fallow word has been given, it does not mean that it is actually fallow. Whatever may be the reason, the land has not been cultivated for The last 1 year or less than, for one agricultural season it has not been cultivated. What is the second category? Second category is other than current fallow. That fallow land which has not been cultivated for this season, agricultural season, that is known as current fallow, and some more land is there which has not been cultivated up to 5 years, within a period of 1 to 5 years, that is also known as fallow land. Last one is net sown area. What do you mean by net sown area? The area which has been cultivated in a country. The total area which has been cultivated, suppose this is what the total area. This is what the area cultivated, whatever percentage it is. This land has been cultivated in a year. This is known as net sown area, NSA. Okay, there are some lands which have been cultivated thrice or twice in a year. In your area, you might have noticed it. Rabi crop, then Kharif crop, Zaid crop, 3 times, up to 3 times the same land has been cultivated. Okay, suppose a person has 1 hectare of land. Okay, Mr. A has 1 hectare of land and he uses that land only for one year, one agricultural season. So what it becomes 1 hectare. Mr. B also has 1 hectare of land and he uses that land 2 times. So it has been equal to 2 hectares. Okay, it has been equal to 2 hectares. Mr. C also has 1 hectare of land and he cultivates his land 3 times in a year. Kharif crop, Zaid crop and Rabi crop. Okay, so what is its total? It is equal to 3 hectares of land. Okay, now we can have a comparison here. What is the net sown area? Total A plus B plus C. What is the net sown area? 1 plus 1 plus 1. How much? 3 hectare. 3 hectare is the net sown area. This is what net sown area, what we are talking about. Okay, here you have to learn about one more term. Here Mr. B and C has more area of land. He has got more, actually he has not got it, yet he has converted his land into 2 hectares and 3 hectares. When Mr. B is using the land twice in a year, it has become equal to 2 hectare land. The same one, the land is fixed. That is only 1 hectare of land. But now he has converted it into 2 hectares and Mr. C has converted the same land into 3 hectares. His 1 hectare of land is equal to 3 hectares. Okay, so what becomes its total? 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to 6 hectares of land. Okay, this 3 hectares of land means net sown area and the 6 hectares of land is equal to gross cropped area. The land which has been cultivated twice or thrice in a year plus the net sown area, that means gross cropped area. What is the net sown area here? Only 3 hectares. Only 3 hectares is a net sown, there is no doubt, because Mr. A has 1 hectare, B has 1 hectare and C also has 1 hectare. So net sown area is 3 hectares of land. Okay, but B and C cultivates twice and thrice. So 1 plus 2 plus 3, what does it become? 6. That area is known as gross cropped area. It is known as gross cropped area. I think you have it has been clear to you now. The land has been used in 5 different types in our country. That is what the land utilization: forest, then land not available for cultivation, then the other uncultivated land, then the fallow land, and finally the net sown area. I think it's clear now. Okay, we are moving ahead now. Now we will see the land utilization. Okay, clear now? This is what land utilization all over the world we can say. Okay, now we are coming to our country. The same thing has been picturized now. Forest. Okay, 5 categories we have seen, no? What were the 5 categories? We have seen forest, then uncultivated land, then other uncultivated land, then what else was there? Fallow land, then we have seen net zone area and gross cropped area. Okay, so examples are here. Forest land, forest first of all, according to 2019 report, the total forest cover of the country was 21.6 percentage. Okay, it is not even 24, it is 21 only. Out of India's total geographical area, only 21.6%, 6-7 percentage of the total land area is under forest. But what is the desired rate? 33 percentage. Okay, so next one is uncultivated land. What is uncultivated land at all? Barren land or wasteland which cannot be cultivated. This is barren. You can see nothing can be cultivated here. See the climatic condition and soil. The second one, it had another category, no? What is that? Used for institution, factories are there, road is there, buildings are there. For this land, these three indicate uncultivated land. Next is other uncultivated land. What are they? Permanent grazing lands, pastures. Okay, then what else? Tree groves. I told you, no, that is what a coconut plantation, tree groves. Okay, then learned about land which is not cultivated up to 5 years. You can see whatever may be the reason, it may be because of the parental property issue. Okay, whatever it is, more than 5 for the last or more than 5 years, for the last 5 years, it is not cultivated, uncultivated. Since it is not barren, it is not barren land. Then also it can be called as a wasteland because for the last 5 years it has not been cultivated. Okay, these three comes under the other uncultivated land. Then next is fallow land. What is fallow land? Cultivable wasteland. It can be cultivated, but it is a wasteland now because it is not cultivated for the last 1 year. Then other uncultivated land or fallow land up to 5 years. 1 to 5 years it is not cultivated. Then next one is net zone area. What is net zone area? The cultivated area. Net zone area means the actual area of land. Then gross cropped area means that actual area plus how many times it is cultivated, twice or thrice. Then that becomes gross cropped area. This is what the land utilization of India. Let us move ahead now. Now we'll see the land use pattern in India. The land use pattern in India. What is the land use pattern in India? Have a look here. It is determined by the topography, climate and soil, which are known as physical factors, and the population density, technological development and culture, which are known as human factors. The land use of our country is determined by two factors. Which are the factors? The physical factors and the human factors. What are the physical factors? Topography, climate, soil. Topography, climate and soil. What is topography? The nature of the land. Then climate, okay, rainfall, temperature, sunlight, everything comes under climate. Then soil, what type of soil it is, what is the nature of the soil there. All these things decide the land use pattern in our country, and they are known as the physical factors. And what are the human factors? That is population density. What is population density? Number of people live in a square kilometer area is known as population density. Then technological development and our culture. These three factors, and some else factors are also there. They all come under human factors. These human and physical factors have a great role in deciding the land use pattern in a country. Total land area of India is 3.28 million square kilometer. You have learned it last year. India has a land area of 3.28 million square kilometer, but the land use data is available for only 93%. The 100% is 3.28 million square kilometer, but we don't have the land use data. The report, we are having the report of only 93%. Why? Number one, land use reporting of northeastern states except Assam has not been done fully. In the northeastern states, the seven sisters, only one state's land use report has been available now, Assam. For the other, all the 6 states, we don't have the land use data. Clear? That is the reason. The reason number 2 is some areas of Jammu Kashmir has been occupied by Pakistan and China which have not been surveyed. Some land in the northern part of our country has been occupied by China and Pakistan. That land has not been surveyed yet. So we don't have the area, the land use report of that area. Thus, what is the ultimate result? We are having only the land use report of 93% of the total land area in our country, right? Right now, it is only an introduction, okay? The land use pattern of our country is determined by physical and human factors. The 93% of the total area of land has the land use data in our country. Okay, you have got the reason also. Now we will see the features of the land use pattern. Have a look here. What are the features of land use pattern now? Land under permanent pastures has decreased. That is what the first feature. Permanent pastures, okay, grazing land, that area of this grazing land has been decreased. Why decreased? Somewhere it has been increased, maybe red zone area increased, maybe forest increased, maybe this buildings, institutions, that land has been increased, maybe tree crop growth has been increased. Somewhere that is why pastures, permanent pastures has been decreased. The second one is most of the other than current fallow land is of very poor quality. Other than current fallow, which is that? Other than current fallow land means the cultivable wasteland, then up to 5 years and more than 5 years, that is of very poor quality. The quality of the land is very poor. Okay, so that is also a feature of land use pattern in our country. And the third one is pattern of the net zone area varies from state to state. Okay, when we compare the different states of India from Kashmir to Kerala, that we can see that the land utilization in these different states that do not look same. Okay, in the plain region from Punjab, Haryana, UP, Bengal, Bihar, Assam, in these states more than 80% of the total land area or up to 80% of the total land area is under cultivation. But in the mountain tracts, states of Kashmir, then Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, coming to Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, in these states and in the northeastern seven sisters, there except Assam, there it may be less than 10%, including Rajasthan, which is under desert. It is less than 10% of the total land area under cultivation, right? It net zone area that varies from state to state. Okay, the third feature is forest area is not at par with the desired 33%. I told you, no? In the year 1952, National Forest Policy has been formulated, in which very clearly it has been specified that forests are very much important for the balance of the nature, ecological balance. But under it has formulated this policy that 33% of the total land area should be under forest. But now we are having only 21.67% of land area under forest. Next feature is here. A part of the land is either wasteland or used for settlements, roads, railways, industries, etc. I told you, when we discussed the first point, we have seen that part of the land is either wasteland in our country. A part of the land is either wasteland or used for other activities such as human settlements, making roads, railways or industries, etc. Okay, it is a feature of the land use pattern. Okay, so it's clear to you, no? Okay, we were discussing about land. We have seen why land is a resource. Then we have seen the relief features of India. Then we have seen land utilization. Then now we are seeing the land use pattern of India. It is also completed now. Okay, so we are moving ahead now. This is the map which indicates the land use pattern. You can say different colors have been used to indicate what has been found there. Okay, different colors have been seen there. Okay, you can very clearly see that land has been utilized as forest land or cultivated land or industrial purpose and all. Okay, this is a map which shows it. Moving ahead to one more diagram. that is a comparison of land use pattern. We are comparing 2 years, 1960 and 2001. Okay, when we compare these two diagrams shows two different years. When we compare them, we can see that there is a percentage has been given there. You can see that forest area has been increased. Somewhere we can see some decrease has been there. Pasture land has been decreased. Then industrial settlements has been increased. Okay, wasteland has been decreased. In this way, some changes have been noticed there. That is what a comparison of the land use pattern in our country. This same diagram has been there in your book. You can go through that diagram in your book also. Then it will be very clear to you. Okay. Now we are moving ahead to the next portion. Before I introduce the topic, see this picture. What is this, what is indicated in the picture? A similar type of picture was shown before also. Okay, I think it's clear to you. Okay, I will not give any clue. Have a look. Some more pictures you can see. What has been shown in all these pictures? Here you can see a problem which has been faced by land. What is the problem known as? The problem is known as, here, land degradation. In the previous part, I introduced this term land degradation. What do you mean by land degradation? You can see the degraded land here. What is degraded land? The land has been made of no use now because of the overuse by the human beings. These lands, forest lands and the cultivated lands, other lands have been overused by the human beings. To meet their to fulfill their economic needs, we have overused this land resource. As a result, what happened? Land has been degraded. So you have got the next topic. What we are going to discuss about? We are going to discuss about the land degradation now. Okay. The reasons for land degradation. What are the reasons? Reason number one, deforestation due to mining and quarrying. It is of course that land has been converted into degraded land only because of the human activities I just now told. Okay, what are the activities? Number one, deforestation. What for? Mining and quarrying. It is not only that deforestation occurred only because of mining and quarrying, for industrialization purpose, for urbanization also, deforestation has been done. Particularly for mining and quarrying, some states have been very badly affected, very severely affected because of this deforestation for mining and quarrying. And what are the states? Have a look here. Number one, Madhya Pradesh. Number two, Chhattisgarh. Number three, Jharkhand. And number four, Odisha. These four states have been affected severely only because of the deforestation due to mining and quarrying, land degradation. Land degradation occurred in these four states because of mining and quarrying. Moving ahead now to some other states. Okay, let us see what are the states there. Reason is overgrazing. Some states have been degraded. In some states, land degradation has been occurred because of overgrazing. The second reason. Okay, which are the states? Have a look here. Rajasthan, Gujarat, and Madhya Pradesh. Okay, Rajasthan, Gujarat, and Madhya Pradesh, and Maharashtra. Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and Maharashtra have been degraded. Land has been degraded in these four states. Why? Because of overgrazing. These states have grazing lands, and a large number of varieties of nomads bring their cattle there for grazing, and the overgrazing, continuously the same land has been grazed by the cattle there, reared by the cattle there. That is why land degradation has been occurred in these four states. Moving ahead to the third reason. Okay, what is the third reason? Third reason is over irrigation. Have a look which are the states which states affect because of over irrigation. Number one, Punjab. Number two, Haryana. Number three, UP, particularly the western part of UP. And you have learned last year what is the feature of these three states, Punjab, Haryana, and western UP, have been affected by Green Revolution. Green Revolution was introduced in these three states first of all. Okay, in 1960s. Huge increase, a sudden increase in the there was a sudden increase in the cultivation of crops in our country, which is known as Green Revolution, and that change could be seen in these three states. There, the people, farmers used water. Over irrigation was done there. That is why land has been degraded. How over irrigation can cause land degradation? Water logging will be there. Okay, when people use water more and more in the excess amount, what will happen? Water will be logged there, and it will lead to salinity of water there, and it will lead to decaying of the plants there, and it leads to the degradation of the soil there in that area. So over irrigation is the cause of land degradation in these three states. Moving ahead to some more states now, because of industrial effluence. Wherever it is, I am showing it some of the states only here, but there are many other states, almost all the states of India where industries have been there. Some industries are common for degrading the land. Okay, which the industries which throw industrial effluents before treatment, they don't treat the waste, the industrial effluents, before they throw it into the land or water or somewhere. That is why the land has been degraded. Have a look here, which are the states: Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Jharkhand. Okay, which are the states? Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Jharkhand, and Odisha. These are the four states which are affecting the land degradation because of industrial effluence. It is not that only these four states. If we go to Punjab, there are a large number of industries located there. If you go to Mumbai, Maharashtra, if you go to Tamil Nadu, okay, Karnataka, there are many more industries are set up there, and the land has been degraded in these states also because of industrial effluence. Okay, one more category is remaining, and what is that? What is the reason? It is pollution. Pollution also degrades land. Okay, all over India it can be experienced, and more largely it has been affected in some of the states like UP, Haryana, and Bihar. Okay, these are the three states where land degradation has been experienced because of pollution. So let us have a revision now of land degradation. What are the causes of land degradation? Number one, deforestation due to mining and quarrying. Number two, overgrazing. Number three, over irrigation. Number four, industrial effluence. And number five, pollution. These are the five causes for land degradation in states are also given here. Okay, moving ahead to the next topic now. Okay. What is the next topic? Wastelands in India. This is a diagrammatic representation given in the year 2000. How much of the India was wasteland? They see different causes of causes have been given to convert our land into wasteland: water eroded area, forest degraded area, saline and alkaline land, and water eroded area. Okay. So these have been wind eroded area. Sorry, these have been given here because these are the various causes to convert our land into wasteland. When land is degraded, that will become wasteland. So these are the different reasons to convert the land into wasteland. Okay, have a look here. 56% of the total land area of our country, or degraded land, has been converted into wasteland only because of water over irrigation. Then forest degraded area, deforestation. Okay, then saline, only 6% over irrigation. Okay, then wind eroded area. This is what the diagrammatic representation which tells you the wastelands of India. Okay, moving ahead to the wastelands in India. One more representation. This is a representation which is given in the form of map. State-wise representation has been given. Very clearly it has been said that from the total land area of 3.28 million square meter, about 1.62 million hectare, that is 51% is agricultural land, 4% is pastoral land, 21% is total land, and 24% of the land of India is wasteland. 24% more than the forest cover India has wasteland. Only 21% is forest land, but 24% is wasteland. Why wasteland? Degradation occurred. Why degradation? 5 reasons we have seen. Okay, so moving ahead to the next topic. Conservation of land. What do you mean by conservation of land? Land, the protection of land from being eroded or being degraded. That some methods can be adopted to conserve the land. Okay, we are here with the methods. Number one, afforestation. Number two, shelter belts. I'll explain about them. Okay. Number three, control on overgrazing. Then number four, stabilization of sand dunes. These four are the major steps which can be adopted. Three more are there, we'll see it later. Okay, these are the four major steps which can be adopted to conserve land. Okay, what do you mean by afforestation? Have a look here. What is afforestation? Planting a large number of trees in the deforested region. Or you can see as a part of the forestation, one mahotsavas are conducted every year in our country. When Environmental Day, when is it? June 5th. Okay, near about that time or somewhere, sometime else, afforestation has been conducted. Various ways have been adopted by different state governments to share towards afforestation. Large number of trees, saplings have been planted in the both sides of canals or roads and railway tracks. That is a contribution towards afforestation. Okay, next one, shelter belt. What do you mean by shelter belt? Planting trees in our cultivated land. As a result, the field can be protected, and we can plant more and more trees in this way. Okay, we are sharing towards afforestation, conservation there. The land will, the roots of these trees will uphold the soil there, and the soil erosion will not occur there. That is what shelter belt. Next one is control on overgrazing and the stabilization of sand dune. What I mean by control on overgrazing? We should not allow the cattle to overgraze in a particular area. So there should be some measures adopted by the local government there or the state government there that a particular period has to be decided, that a particular group, nomadic group is allowed, it should be allowed to graze their cattle for a short period of time only there. Then the land will not be overgrazed. Next one is stabilization of sand dune. Sand dunes. What are sand dunes? The hills formed by sand. Okay, in the desert region, what does the sand do? The wind do? Wind brings sand from one area and it is accumulated in another area, and a small hill of sand is formed, that is known as a sand dune. Okay, this sand dune, today you are seeing the sand dune here. Somewhere if the wind has diverted, tomorrow it will form here. Okay, all the sand will be coming towards here. So this sand dune is shifted from one place to another. This is what land degradation. So what can be done? That these sand dunes can be forested. No need of to plant forest trees there. At least some saplings can be there. No, some grass can be planted there, so that the roots will stabilize the sand here. That is what stabilization of sand dunes. I told you that there are some more reasons towards more steps towards the conservation of land. Let us see what are they. Proper management of wasteland, then control on mining, and the last one is treatment of industrial effluents. Since these are also reasons for land degradation, we must go against it, then we can conserve the land. Like proper management of wasteland, we have seen that 24% of the total land area of India is wasteland. That has to be properly managed. That wasteland can be converted into agricultural land. See, with proper irrigation method, we can bring that area into cultivated land, then it will not be wasteland. Next is control on mining. Government must have very strict rules to control mining in a particular area, so that land degradation can be controlled. Next is treatment of industrial effluents. This is a treatment plan. Okay, here waste water has been treated. In such ways, there can be treatment, proper centers for the treatment of industrial effluents that will not cause land degradation, and water pollution will not be occurred because of the industrialization. In these different ways, I told you 7 steps now. So with this, with these steps we can conserve land. Okay. So I think you have understood. Let us have a look here. What are the topics covered today? We have covered 6 topics today. Land a resource, land under different relief features, land utilization pattern in India, land degradation and conservation of land. I think all the topics are clear. Land a resource. Why land is known as a resource we have seen? Because it supports human life, wildlife, economic activity, the transport and communication system. All these things are supported by the land. That is why it is a resource. Then we have seen land under different relief features in India. We have seen 43% of the land is plain, then 27% is plateau, and 30% is mountain. Okay, and they support different types of activities in our country. Next is land utilization. How is land utilized? In different 5 ways we have seen: forest, uncultivated land, and all. In this way, 5 headings we have seen. Net sown area, gross cropped area. I think it's clear. Next one is land utilization pattern in India. There we have seen land utilization pattern decides the human factors and the physical factors. Then 93%, 3.28 million square kilometer land is available in our country, but only 93% lands use report is there with us. Why? Because of 2 reasons. Next one, land degradation. What are the causes of land degradation? We have seen where these causes affect, and finally we discussed about the conservation of land. I think everything is clear to you, no doubt. Okay, so we can wind up today's session, and we will meet with the next topic tomorrow.